Hi everybody, it's me. I am coming to you from my phone. We were supposed to use the computer, but I was watching movies all day and didn't plug it in. So now it's getting charged up. Well, she was originally my plan was to make some videos for the group and to start putting things on my YouTube, my channel. That's something I've been wanting to do now for years, is to make my channel grow and have commentary. Um, but as time has gotten on, I haven't done any of that, and I get more and more shy as time goes on. But anyway, this little video, this is me testing it out. I curled my beautiful locks. Yeah. It's been a long time since I wore long hair. Yeah. I used to wear it all the time. And the girls don't even call this long anymore. They be having 30-inch weave and. But this is good. I'm really liking it. This hair doesn't really hold a curl too good, but whatever. So, as I was going to do a video specifically for my group, Love Evolution on Facebook, I wanted to talk about so many different things that run through my mind. Specifically, I was talking about in my latest post, I was talking about how, for me, love itself is an energy. You can feel when somebody loves you. They don't even have to say a word. You can feel it. You can feel it. And I believe it was it Tesla? Or was it Einstein? Someone said, "In this energy cannot neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes form." So I feel like at the core of us, we're energy, right? And that's why energy is something we react to, because we ourselves are energy. Like, one of the ways I try to look at it is this right here. This isn't real. It's not real. This is my uniform, my school uniform, because this earth experience is school. It's school for your soul. They say we're not human beings with a soul. We're souls wearing a human being, right? So at the core of each and every one of us is a soul. Right? And so the currency of the soul and the work of the soul, I feel, is love. That's all there is. That's really all there is love. And it's really interesting. As I go on this journey, the different observations that I come to learn, and the more I learn, the more I know how much I don't know. And it's so interesting because there's layers to so much things. Just when you get a certain understanding about this, oh, guess what? There's more. Just when you get a certain understanding about yourself, oh, guess what? There's more. There's always more. So I think that's pretty interesting. What else I want to talk about? I got to get my persona on camera. My mom used to always tell me she saw me doing the news. She always used to say that. And I'm just now trying to do something for YouTube, okay? So, anyway, so one thing I wanted to talk about or throw out there is this whole concept of soulmates, right? When I was young, I was always I always had a big imagination, and I still do. And that's good and not so good. It's a double-edged sword because I don't need nobody to freak me out, okay? I can sit up here unsupervised in my mind and just do it, okay? I don't need no help, okay? I can freak myself out like the best of them. So I always had a big imagination, and I always loved story and story things. So I was always prone to be romantic. Even as a little wee one, everything was a story, right? So now when it's time for me to fall in love and start trying to navigate that, of course, here goes Daisy, the hopeless romantic. And I don't even remember when I first was exposed to the concept of a soulmate. But man, listen, that concept took a hold of me and it ran all of my 20s. I was always on the lookout for Mr. Soulmate. Always. And I was always trying to fit into somebody else's vision. It took me a long time, right? I was so happy over being chosen. I never really did the choosing, you see? And I was always trying to make that situation a soulmate thing. Now, how many people know 10 times out of 10 they weren't soulmate things? No. No, they weren't. But according to me, at the time, this was a soulmate thing happening because I just that whole concept of someone completing you and someone, finishing your sentences and okay, but see now to me that's creepy. That's boring. I want somebody that can show me something different. I mean, it's a fine line. So we'll see. Okay, so that's back in the 20s. I'm 52 now. So what can I tell you? Hello. I don't know. Now I've become so choosy. And not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I don't ever hurt anybody's feelings, and I'm not, you know, oh wow, look at them shoes. I'm not like that. I'm not, no. It's usually stuff people say. I'm a very good listener, and I don't know if that comes from being in the social services, if it comes from being an empath, if it comes from being the baby sister who always had listening ears. I was always ear hustling. Might be something in it for me. Might be able to get $1 or two. Let me see what I can hear. I don't know. It could be a combination of all these things, but I listen. I listen a lot. And those are usually the things that will turn me off or it'll give me clue to move forward. One thing that I'm doing differently though is it's not only listening to what they say, it's listening to what they don't say or what they don't ask. There's people that propose to know everything there is about you, and they don't. They don't. And I mean, and the amazing thing is how many people act like they know everything about you. It's like, really? What? There's them, and then there's people. I don't even know, honey. They're not even interested. They're not even curious. And, I'm always curious. I'm just a curious little somebody. I always been curious. I always wanted to know, well, what do you do and how does that work? And why y'all do that? And usually I just tell people I'm nosy. But I'm just curious. I'm a very curious person. I've always been very curious, and I always wanted to know why and what's that about and who did that you know. But anyway, back to the soulmate business. Yeah, in my 20s, I was all messed up, and by the time I hit 30, um, I started to believe that Mr. Soulmate was a myth, and that made me sad because that meant I was wrong for for my 20s, and then I didn't know what else to believe in, and then into the church. Yeah, then I started getting into church world, and in those evangelical circles, it's like, the man God has for you. That was a whole nother story. The man God has for me. Okay. And honey, that was a whole nother story. That was a whole nother story. I don't know. And then I remember hearing some teachings about, marriage is a ministry. Not everybody's called to be married. And boo, 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 boo. I heard some of those teachings sprinkled in. So, and then I hooked up with this most toxic somebody several years back, believing it was a prophecy that had been told to me before. And this person ended up being one of the most toxic people I have ever met. I just, no, no, that's okay. I'm good. Take my chances, So, there you go. There you go. I don't know. So now when I think about terms of soulmates, somewhere in my 40s, I believe, or maybe I was still in my 30s. I don't quite remember. I think I was still in my 30s. But I believe I came across this concept that I kind of really kind of lean more towards it. And the concept is that you don't just have one particular person. If you just look at it in terms of like sheer numbers of at any given time, the amount of people that you could be paired up with and have a very good relationship, be very happy with, is more than one person. Just like many times you have more than one friend. You have more than one friend group. You might have your serious scientific research buddies and y'all pick apart in everything research related. Then you might have your buddies that, all things, I don't know, reggae. These are your peoples, okay? So to me, that made more sense than just one. Out of all these millions of people, and if you don't find them in whatever lifetime, oh well, you're doomed. But okay, see, wait. Did we see how now I had to get to like 30s and 40s before this came to me, right? Okay. And now, for me, I am looking at it like, well, maybe there's different levels of people that, according to where you are and where you're trying to go, because there's people, and I've noticed it with friend groups, there's people that, I outgrew, you know. And it's really interesting because these past, I'd say 10 years or so, I've been running into people. Well, I can't even say 10 years. I'll say, since I've turned 50. And I don't know if it's like because I've realized I turned 50 and so I'm paying attention to all these things. I don't even know. 50 was a big deal for me, y'all. I'm still talking about it. I'm 52 now. But 50 was a big deal. It was a big deal. But anyway. So anyway, depending on where you're at. The woman I am right now is not the woman I was at 35. No. The core is the same, but my mindset, the things I've been exposed to, the places I've been, even from that place to this place now, is totally different, right? So it would figure that somebody or something, the same goals that appealed to me 10 years ago, right now, maybe they don't, It could be a case of been there, done that. So in that case, somebody that would be perfect for me right now and fulfill me right now, maybe 10 years ago I would have thought they were crazy. Or maybe I would have thought they were boring. Or maybe I just wouldn't have paid them. They might not have landed on my radar at all. Right? Because my mindset was different. So, something to be said for that possibility too. So I don't know. One thing I basically where I'm at, I'm of the mindset that there's not just one. There's not just one. No. I think there is a particular group of souls that at any given moment would be perfect in relationship to you. It would be a perfect, because everything is balanced. And that's another thing about these soulmate ideas. Does that mean that this person is perfect? Or perfect to you? Or does that mean that everything they do is perfect to you? Where's the growth in that? Where's the strength necessarily in that? Like, do we have to be everything the same? Like, my mind just, see what I'm saying? I have too much time by myself because I keep thinking about all these questions, you know what I'm saying? And, and right now I got a cat doing something over there. But, they just like kids. I'm trying to tell you. They say mama's busy, so I can get in this thing right here because she is talking to that little machine, and I can just attack this plant. That's scratchy. I don't know what she thinks she's doing, but anyway, so soulmates. Like I say, right now I think that at any given time, like I said, there's a group of particular beings or individuals that you could get involved with and have perfectly wonderful, amazing relationship with. But I don't believe that it's just one. And if you guys are taking the wrong train, you miss each other for the next 20 years, oh well. You didn't have the cup of coffee at the diner. Oh well, you just snooze, you lose. Nah. But let me know what you think about it. Stay tuned.